A2 is mostly like, of course, too heavy on
Yeah,
tenses.
yeah, true, true, true.
So
Very
today's audience might be limited, but whoever would come, they would have either touch base on this thing or
fair enough, fair enough.
answer.
We'll walk through that perspective only. Either way, we're gonna walk through like that.
So we are live on YouTube now, guys, and let me just make you host, and then you start recording, Ilakshi, if that's okay.
Perfect.
Voila,
Perfect.
perfect.
I'm just gonna hit record as well. All right. Perfect. I have access now.
Merci beaucoup. Je vous laisse maintenant. Merci. Au revoir.
Merci, merci, au revoir. All right, guys. Bonjour, bonjour, bonsoir. How are we doing today, guys? Good to see you all. I always see I always see you turning on your camera the first, always, always, always. And that's such a good feeling. Thank you. I know you're not a different name today, but it's always nice to see familiar faces. And I generally won't end up remembering a lot of names. I see faces and I remember them. So it's always good to see you guys turning on your cameras. Fantastic. I was just discussing that we may have low audience today, considering that this is a topic that gets done around B1 and not even an A2. So either way, I'm very excited for the topic today. Uh, and I was really looking forward to doing this. This is very, very close to me. So I would really like to kickstart this session without any delay. I don't want to spend a lot of time in introductions. Most of you know me. My name is Ilakshi Talwar Sharma. I'm a trainer for TEF TCF, and I have been helping our students to clear their examinations. And I work very closely with Ankita in making sure that we put forward sessions for you guys every week to help you guys out. All right. Those of you who've come in today for the first time, welcome, bienvenue. Alors, avant de commencer, before starting, I request everyone, please turn cameras, guys. Let's see each other's beautiful faces. It's 10 p.m. here in Canada where I am right now, which means I'm the one who should be drained. For everybody else, you don't get that option. So please turn on your cameras. Let's see each other. You can laugh at my jokes too. I have some really nice ones up my sleeve sometimes. Okay, everyone, let's quickly I turn on your cameras. Let's see each other. Let's dive into the session. And let's understand where we are right now. Okay. Everybody knows we're doing subjunctive today. Yeah, everybody knows it's the topic that we're covering today. I want to know so that I can understand the batch a little better today. We have a lot of students. Oh, luckily we don't have low strength. We have good strength. Perfect. I want to know from everybody on the chat, everyone's joined in from what level of language? Are you guys A1, A2, B1 or B2? So I understand the strength of the batch today and I can alter my course accordingly, like my presentation accordingly. So everyone on the chat, can you all write? Okay, so we have A1, we have A2s, we have B1s, okay. Fantastic. All right. Fair. So I have, but I've done B2 before. Okay, B1, B1. All right. So we do have some A1s, A2s, B1s, and we do have people who are also in B2 level right now. So that means close enough to prepping for your examinations. Fair. All right. Then let me start off with something very basic in terms of what an A1 student would also be able to understand. Okay. Everyone has done present tense so far. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on chat. Est-ce que vous avez fait le temps présent, oui ou non? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Perfect, Shibam. Great. I see a lot of thumbs up coming from people who want to turn on your cameras. That's the max that I see. But great. Okay. Lovely. So let's draw conclusions from there now. A lot of times you may have seen with present tense, we're using the subject, we're using the verb, we're using it for our usual conversation every day. Even if you guys have just done present tense, today's session is just going to be as easy as that is. Nobody who is even at an A1 or an A2 level right now is at a drawback. You guys are going to be doing this topic today and it's going to be as easy for an A1 student as it is for a B2 student. Let me just tell you that. Okay. No, one of the reasons why we do not do this topic at an A1 or an A2 level is because, as you guys may have seen, there are anyway endless number of tenses and content that a student does at an A1 or an A2 level, correct? So we keep this topic essentially for towards the end, where we've reached a journey where now we'll be just prepping for our examinations. Okay, we need to just make our existing language base a little bit more flowery, and you want to bump it up a notch. Okay, which is one of the reasons we don't do it earlier. It does not mean as a topic you can't do it at an A2 level. Of course you can. You will understand it just the same. But we don't do it because at A2 level, you guys are already doing tenses like your past tense, your imperfect, your future, your conditional. There's so many things you're doing. So we keep it towards the end. That's one of the reasons. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys. As always, the drill remains the same. You guys have questions, please put them on the chat. I keep answering them alongside, as you know. We love participation. So when I open the floor for participation, please go ahead. And goes without saying, if you guys feel comfortable in turning on your cameras, we're almost 50 people, more than 50 people here today that have joined the live session, and just a few people have turned on their cameras. So if you guys feel comfortable, keep turning them on. Okay. Now, when we're looking at subjunctive, here we're looking at something which is not a tense, but it's a mood. Okay, we use it to express our opinions, our emotions, something that's uncertain or doubtful, something that we wish for, an obligation, necessity. Now, these are all moods. All right. We really use this extensively. We try to for our speaking and writing examination, if you look at it from TEF. So let's understand what is the end goal. A common end goal for all of us today is the TEF and TCF examination. To clear that examination, yes. In the examination, we have both modules, writing and speaking. Both are production tasks, production orale and production écrite, where we need to present our ability to communicate. Hence, in both these examinations, as a trainer, I always recommend students to use this subjunctive as part of their production. All right, you'll see examples, you'll see why, everything in today's session. Okay? I think everybody can see the screen. Let me just put you on the side. Okay. Now, as I said, it's not a tense. It's a mood. We're using it to express our emotions and doubts and obligations and uncertainties, which are not facts. Okay? And one thing which is very, very evident that you'll use in subjunctive is the element que. Okay? For example, I say, je pense qu'il vient. I think that he's coming. Je pense qu'il vient. Normal present tense, no? No brainer. I've conjugated je pense. Then I have que followed by il, followed by vient, and vient conjugated with il. Nothing new, everybody gets this. The same thing. Now my vient is basically my verb venir. Now this verb that I have right here is venir. Correct? Now let's see an alternative sentence towards the right hand side. Je ne pense pas qu'il vienne. Now I'm doubtful, okay? I don't think that he's coming. Je ne pense pas qu'il vienne. The pronunciation here. V-N. Vienne. Remember phonetics? Consonant plus I. V. E-N-N-E. N. Vienne. Like and the N. Italian. So very similar to Vienne. An emphasis there. The two sentences. The first one means je pense qu'il vient. I think he's coming. It's a fact. It's present tense. Je ne pense pas qu'il vienne. That's doubtful. I don't think he's coming. I'm doubtful. Just understand the mood here. This is doubtful, correct? Okay. Fine. Makes sense. If I look at what we have here now, when do we use it? The whole when do I use it? La nécessité. If I have the expression il est nécessaire que, it is necessary that. when I'm using to express something that's essential or required to do. Okay, il est nécessaire que tu fasses attention. So what is happening here? I'm presenting my expression of necessity, which is il est nécessaire que. You guys can clearly see that que is a common factor, followed by what is it that's necessary to do. So let's look at the next one, which is obligation, obligation. Il faut que. Il faut que. One must. It is important. It is must. That. Il faut que nous étudions tous les jours. It is must or we must study every day. Right now, we're just exploring examples. Okay, we will go deep into how to create it, in conversations, where to use it, what are the ones that we need to use for TEF and TCF, what is our safe zone. We'll come to all of that. Right now, what we're doing is just understanding the moods. So forget it. You don't need to understand how it's conjugated or how did the spelling come like this, why is it past. Forget all of it. Just understand the mood. The first mood is to create necessity. Il est nécessaire que. It is necessary that you pay attention. That's one mood. Second mood, il faut que. It is must that we study every day. Third mood, possibility. There's something that might happen, okay? Il est possible que. Il est possible que. It is possible that elle vienne demain. Okay, now here again, it is possible that she'll come tomorrow, that she's coming tomorrow. Le souhait. Souhait basically comes from your verb souhaiter, which is to hope or to wish or to desire. So, je souhaite que. Je souhaite que tu réussisses ton examen. Okay, correct. I'm using it to express I hope that I pass my exam. Okay, fair enough. L'impossibilité. Something that's impossible. Il est impossible que. Something that is not likely to happen only. It's impossible. It's close to impossible only. So, il est impossible que. Il finisse le travail en 1 heure. It is impossible for that he finishes the work in 1 hour. And le désir, which is the desire. Okay, something that I want to do, something I like to do, something to express my preference. So, j'aimerais que vous veniez plus tôt. I would like for you to come early or earlier. All I want you guys to notice, and just tell me if you agree or not, sorry about that. Are these expressions or moods making sense? The first one, il est nécessaire que, to show that it is necessary. The second, when you want to show obligation, now this is very important, okay? We must do this. So, il faut que. Third, something that's possible, may not happen. So, il est possible que. Fourth, wish or desire or hope. Je souhaite que. I hope that. Fifth, something that's impossible, okay? Il est impossible que. Sixth, désir, a desire. Okay? J'aimerais que. I would like that. These 6 moods make sense? Are we all aligned with the moods? Like I said, once again, forget about what is after que right now, in the sense that, oh, why is it pass? Why is it réussis? That I'm going to be explaining. That's what I'm here for. But we understand the 6 moods that we have right now. It's clear. Lovely. Superb. Thank you, guys. Okay. We continue here. Now we have few more. Let's just complete that. L'incertitude. Something that is doubtful or lacks certainty. Like, je ne suis pas certain que. I'm not very sure that. It's a mood, right? Next. L'opinion à la forme négative. Negative opinion. Something that you're doubting or denying of an opinion. Like, je ne crois pas que. I don't believe that. Je ne crois pas que. Doute. Something that you're doubtful about. Je doute que. Like, je doute qu'elle puisse venir aujourd'hui. I doubt that she can come today. Le sentiment. A sentiment such as feeling. Could be of happiness, could be of sadness, could be of regret. So, je regrette que tu ne sois pas là. I regret that you're not here. Again, common elements. Je ne suis pas certain que, je ne crois pas que, je doute que ou je regrette que. Agreed? Once again, quick check. Il est nécessaire que, il faut que, il est possible que, je souhaite que, il est impossible que, j'aimerais que. Je ne suis pas certain que, je ne crois pas que, je doute que, je regrette que. Are we all together on this? We just need to know these basic expressions as of now. Let's not get too complicated with that. Okay? Once again, everybody, since they're on mute, let that be the case. Everybody just repeat after me while you're on mute, okay? Il est nécessaire que, il faut que, il est possible que, je souhaite que, il est impossible que, très bien, j'aimerais que, très bien, je ne suis plus certain que, very nice, je ne crois pas que, je doute que, et je regrette que. Okay, these are some basic expressions with which, when you will go ahead, you will see that with these you can safely use subjunctive. Okay, let's see. Understand now the difference between subjunctive and present tense. A present sentence. Je veux partir. I want to leave. Je veux partir. It's conjugated correctly, right? Je veux partir. Present tense. The same sentence in its subjunctive form would look like je veux que tu partes. It's expressing desire, no? Je veux que tu partes. Je pense qu'il vient aujourd'hui. I think that he's coming today. Present tense. Now let's say I want to express in subjunctive uncertainty. You don't think so? That's gonna happen. Je ne pense pas qu'il vienne aujourd'hui. Again, it's falling under my category of emotions. Il est sûr qu'elle comprend. This is very certain. This is my present tense. Il est sûr qu'elle comprend. He is sure that she understands. The same thing. Uncertainty. Unsurety. Il n'est pas sûr qu'elle comprenne. Vérité. C'est vrai qu'ils sont en retard. It is true that they're late. Possibility. Now, I'm not sure. Maybe not. It's possible. C'est possible que il soit en retard. Now, everybody see. Que, common element. Again, que. Je suis triste que, showing emotion or feeling. Avant qu'il finisse. Visually, you should know that on the left side, what you see is are facts or certainties. Je veux partir. I think that he's coming today. I'm sure that I'm sure she understands. It's true that they're late. I'm sure that he's going to pass. After he's finished, we are leaving. Okay, now in these cases, these are facts or sureties. On the other hand, au contraire, what you see on the right hand side, these are not certainties. These are either doubtfulnesses or possibilities or uncertainties or emotions which fall into the categories of subjunctive that I've just read. Visually, just tell me, can you see the difference? Just give me yes or no on the chat. Do you see the difference? That's all I want to know. If yes, then that'll bring me a step closer to understanding, okay, we're all together. Wait. Okay, excellent. Superb, guys. Thanks for all the comments coming in. Perfect. Okay. Now that that's said, we know that we will see or use subjunctive when we're expressing an emotion or a feeling, okay? Like, je suis contente que, elle a peur que, je regrette que. So, je suis content que. Everybody's with me, okay? Perfect. J'ai peur que, je suis triste que, je regrette que, je suis surpris que. All these examples for me of expressions are showing emotion or feeling. So with these, I can use subjunctive. Whatever that subjunctive may be, however I have to form it, I can use it with these. To show like a wish. Je veux que, je souhaite que, je préfère que, j'exige que, j'ordonne que. I can use subjunctive with these because it's expressing wish or desire. In those cases where I want to show some necessity or obligation or possibility, like il faut que, il est nécessaire que, il est important que, il est possible que, in these cases, I can again use subjunctive because it's expressing necessity, possibility, obligation. Correct? With doubt or uncertainties, like je doute que, je ne crois pas que, je ne pense pas que. In all of these cases where I'm expressing doubt, uncertainty, or negative opinion, I can just use subjunctive after this. That I can, however, the subjunctive will be formed, I can use it for sure. And with certain conjunctions like avant que, pour que, bien que, à condition que, we can again use subjunctive. For example, je pars avant qu'il n'arrive. Nous étudions pour que tu réussisses. In these cases also I can use it. As summary, wherever I see these expressions, subjunctive is possible. Whenever I want to express this, I can use subjunctive in these places. Now that I've understood where subjunctive can come in, let's understand how to bring in subjunctive. Are we good? Let's go ahead. How to form it. Okay, there's the trick. Very, very simple, guys. Everybody who's here knows present tense, and that's one element that we're using here for forming it. I want everybody who's present here, everybody has a notebook and pen, right? Like that's a mandate for me. Everybody in your notebooks, take any regular verb. Take any regular verb. Parler, marcher, étudier. Take any regular verb. Please conjugate it in the il-el form, which is a third person pluriel, il-el form basically. Got it? Now, strike out the ENT in the end, which obviously will be there, right? Strike it out. Whatever you're left with, write that down below. So you took the verb, let's say parler, you conjugated that to il parle, which is third person pluriel. You removed ENT in the end. Now you're left with PARL, correct? Now this is your radical, okay? This is what I need. Now you will add the following endings to this. E. So everybody, let me do that with you actually. Let's do that together. I will put that here. Text box. Okay. So this is what we do. Let's say we've taken the verb marcher. Okay. My step one is to conjugate it in the third person form. So with something like il or el, I'll conjugate it as marche. Correct? Then the step that I told you after that, remove ENT. Remove it. Strike it out. You're left with MARCH, which is marche. Now to this, you're going to add endings. Now this marche is what is super important for me. So when I'm conjugating, I'm going to add endings such as E, ES, E, IONS, IEZ, IENT. So this is what we have done. We remove the ENT in the end. Whatever you're left with, that you will use as your stem now and add E, ES, E, IONS, IEZ and ENT, which technically is like very similar to your ER conjugation only except for the nu and vu form, correct? So, what I would get in the end, let's see that. So something like Mash. I'm going to complete this example only, guys. Okay. I have marsh, which is left. I'm just going to add that. Mash, mash, mash. It looks like present tense only, no? No brainer. No change in conjugation. Mash, mash, mash. Okay. To the no and the woo form, marchion, marchion, because I is there, right? So marchion. My next one is marchier, and then my last is again the same, marche. All right. If it was my present tense, let's take a step back. If it was present tense, it would have been je marche, tu marches, il, on marche, nous marchons, vous marchez, il, marche. Correct? Now in subjunctive, what have I done? I have taken the ENT form, removed the ENT completely, and added my new subjunctive endings, which is E, ESE, IONS, IEZ, and ENT. So what am I left? Marche, which is je marche, tu marches, il, on marche. Look, same only, yeah? Great. Nous marchions, vous marchiez, il, marche. Make sense? Let's see the example we have on the screen. We've taken the verb parler. Technically, if I take the verb parler in my is else form, this is going to be parle. Correct? I have to remove ENT. Now I'm left with parle. To this, I'm going to add endings E, ESE, IONS, IEZ, and ENT. So it becomes je parle, tu parles, il, on parle. Nous parlions, vous parliez, il, parle. Done? Very similar. Let me take something like an IR verb that I have. Oh my God, sorry. Scroll down too quick. Finir. Everybody. Everybody knows the conjugation for finir. Everybody write it in its is else form, which is il finis. Correct? If I remove the ENT in the end, it becomes finis. So this I add the endings. E, ESE, IONS, IEZ, and ENT. So visually now, this is what we're doing, guys. This is going to be interesting. Let's do this. I'm going to use the whiteboard just for a second to explain something visually to you guys so it becomes clearer for those who are still in two minds maybe. I want to make sure we get this perfect. So in present tense, this would be je finis, tu finis. All my A1 students here, okay? Je finis, tu finis, il, elle finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, il, elle finissent. Correct? This is my present tense. No rocket science here, guys. I'm not. Guys, please don't put it on the screen. Please, let's not do anything on the screen. Once I stop sharing my screen, you guys will have complete access to it. So just not right now. Okay. Je finis, tu finis, il, elle, on finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, il, elle finissent. Correct? The same thing in subjunctive on the other hand. My rule states, take the il, else form, whatever it is, and then remove ENT from the end, and then add endings. What are these endings? E, ESE, IONS, IEZ, and ENT. Cool. Let's do that. So if I take the il, else form of it and I remove ENT, I'm left with finis, FINISS. Let's use that. I'm doing it in I'm breaking it down very, very carefully for everyone because I know we have some A1 students as well. So I don't want to rush. So I know what I've taken is this. Right here, and I've removed the ENT. Correct? Everybody with me till here? At the endings. Let me just go ahead, put this all down because this is going to be the same. Voila. Okay. Now the endings. I put E here, ES here, E here, IONS here, IEZ here, and ENT here. Do we see the conjugation now? Do we see the conjugation? Do we see the difference between the two now? So this is je finis, tu finis, elle finissent, nous finissions, vous finissiez, elle finissent. So with a verb like IR verb, it's not as same as it was in my ER verb. My ER verb, for example, we'll do one here only, okay? Je parle, tu parles, present tense, okay? Elle parle. We know this. Nous parlons. Vous parlez. Superb, I know this, it's correct. Vous parlez. Elle parle. Parle. Now, same process. I'm going to remove the ENT. So what I'm left with is parle. Okay? So when I conjugate, when I put this in subjunctive form, je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. Nothing I have to do. I put parle everywhere. I'm doing it very slowly so that all my A1s and A2s can also understand this, okay? Endings. E, ES, E. IONS, IEZ, and ENT. Voila. So, je parle, tu parles, elle parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, elle parle. Okay? Present tense is perfect. The same thing in subjunctive would be je parle, tu parles, elle parle. It's the same right now. Coincidentally, it's the same, huh? Which is great. Nous parlions, vous parliez, and elle parle. Can we all see the difference? Let's also take, and let's take a different verb now, okay? Let's take the verb prendre. Let's conjugate it in presence, okay? Present. Je prends, tu prends, elle prend, nous prenons, vous prenez, elle prennent. Correct? Yes? Now the same thing will happen. When you remove the ENT from here, you're left with pren, P-R-E-N-N. Now to this, you guys are going to add the ending. E, E-S-E, then I-O-N-S, then I-E-Z, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? Are we all together in this process right now? I need a thumbs up, thumbs down in the chat, just to be sure. Also to let you know, so my prendre, my dear prendre happens to be an exception, wherein there's a small exceptional rule here, which I'll tell you as we go forward. But as of now, I just wanted to get the hang of the whole structure and to see visually what's the difference. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. I'm going to close the whiteboard. Whatever I was doing is already shared on the chat now. So you have the Zoom chat there. I'm going to go back to sharing my original document screen now. So we simply take the is-else form, subtract the ENT, add E, ES, E, O, IONS, IEZ, and ENT, end of story. So je finis, tu finis. In some verbs, it will be very different. But in some, it will just look very approximately similar to present tense, which is fine, obviously. Let's go forward. I have some irregulars here, such as être. Now again, obviously, être, avoir, aller, faire, my vouloir, my pouvoir. These are my master verbs. Obviously, they're not going to be the same. So for être, I'm not going to take the ills else forms and remove ent. A doesn't exist only. B, I'm not going to follow the process. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a radical, which is the radical in the beginning. I'm going to take soit. So my conjugation for this, so I'm going to take soit ou soit. For avoir, I'll take I or A. For aller, I'll take A or A double L. Faire, I'll take pass. For pouvoir, I'll take puisse. Puisse. For savoir, I'll take sache. Venir, I'll take vienne. Prendre, I'll take prenne. Vouloir, I'll take veuille. And boire, I'll take boive. Or just simply B-U-V, boo. Now, what's going to be like? There you go. Pour être, je sois, tu sois, il, elle, on soit, nous soyons, vous soyez, il, elle soit. These are exceptions, okay? So they are not following all the same rules. Avoir. I, ayons, aye, I. I want everybody to repeat after me while you're on mute so that you can get the sounds of the exceptions, okay? And these exceptions are the only ones which are very important for our exam point of view. Because these are the ones I'm going to tell you to be using. Start from the top, everybody with me together. Je sois, tu sois, il, elle, on soit. Nous soyons, vous soyez, il soit. Soit. For avoir, I, so j'ai, tu es, il, elle, on aille. Nous ayons, vous ayez, il, aille. For finir, finisse, finisse, finisse. Finition, finissiez, finisse. For aller, I, ayons, ayez, aille. Prendre, I was following the same thing, right? Prenne. When you come to the nous and vous form, exception, right? So we do not put double N, we put a single N. So prenions, preniez, prenne. Aime is the same. Take the ENT form, remove ENT, add E, ESE, IONS, IEZ, and ENT. So j'aime, to M, aimions, aimiez, and M. We see that? So, just for your knowledge, once again, these are the exceptions. Être, avoir, aller, faire, pouvoir, savoir, venir, contre, vouloir, boire. Boire. Okay, now, of course, this needs just memorization, but let's see some expressions, some that you already have seen today, and how will you use subjunctive. So things like il faut que, il est important que, il est dommage que, il semble que, il est possible que, afin que, avant que, sans que, douter que, je ne crois pas que. With all these expressions, after que, you can use subjunctive. Now, why are we doing this? In your examination, guys, just understand the psyche. We're going to get a score of CLB 7, correct? Which means we're trying to showcase and demonstrate to the examiner that we have the ability to use a magnitude of grammar contexts, different things, okay? We can use different tenses and we can express ourselves with a higher vocab, correct? A normal student like an A1 or an A2 student would end up using present tense for something like il est important que tu fais ton travail. Normal sentence, huh? Let me just put it here. Il est important que tu fais ton travail. This is the correct sentence. It is important that you do your work. An A1 student would say this, but a higher level student would probably say il est important que tu fasses ton travail. So a higher level student would be able to use subjunctive in the sentence with whenever they want to say il est important que or il faut que or il est possible que, il est nécessaire que, instead of just using present tense. This shows the examiner your ability to use a mood tense, which is different from somebody who's at an A1 or an A2 level. You have more ability in there. Do you understand? So we're trying to showcase to the examiner that we have the ability to do it differently at a higher level with a different grammatical concept. So we're showing off. We would want to incorporate it in our production tasks such as writing and speaking to show the diversity of expressions that we have. So instead of just simply saying il est important que tu fais ton travail, if you just say il est important que tu fasses ton travail, the examiner automatically hears, oh my god, this person's used something different than present tense. Not bad. Do we understand that? Okay. We want to make sure that we try and incorporate it at least once or at least twice in our production tasks. Okay. Let's see this. I'm gonna just scroll down because I want to show you something else. Okay. While subjunctive has difference of a present and passé, for your examination perspective, for speaking and writing, subjunctive présent is what's absolutely important. Subjunctive passé as usage, not so much. Okay. So what we want to focus on is using subjunctive présent. Now, everybody look at this sentence, okay? Je veux que tu viennes demain. Je veux. My God, why am I? Je veux que tu viens demain. Normal present tense. No, it's fine. The sentence is correct. I've conjugated my venir correctly. This is an even level sentence. Je veux que tu viens demain. I want that you come tomorrow. Now, how will a person who knows subjunctive would say this? Je veux que tu viennes demain. Spelling change, pronunciation change, the sound changes, and automatically the examiner would know you've used subjunctive. And that's what will set you apart. That's what will bump up your level immediately. Because you're able to showcase an ability that most students at an A1, A2, D1 level are not able to show or present or put forward. We have how to use them in writing. Okay. Let me come to that. So I have that, and I'm going to take up all questions with writing and speaking both. As long as first is I want to know from everybody, is the difference clear for everybody? Do you understand why something in present works, but that would work wonders in subjunctive? All right. Do we all see some expressions today that we can just easily at the top of our head know il est important que, il est nécessaire que, je doute que, il me semble que. We can, when we use these, we can use subjunctive. Let's not bother much about. That makes sense? I want everybody to tell me on the chat yes or no. Are we all good? And then I move forward to practical applications. Yes, yes, Krutul, okay. Kubani says yes. Kimberly, okay, perfect. I need everybody to put in oui, ça va, oui, yes. Okay, okay. I see great response coming in. Perfect. Superb. Fantastic. Okay. Now let's go to the practical applications of it. If I look at our writing examples, okay, let's first take it with respect to, let's say, my, okay, now I think you guys can't see my screen. You can. Oh, okay. Let me just present it. Can you guys see my screen now? No. One sec. Right there. Okay. Okay. Let's consider the TEF examination. For example, in the TEF examination, let's say section B, in my conclusion, I'm always writing a neutral outcome or a conclusion, right? For example, if we're talking about the internet or the usage or the of wearing uniforms or any or tech uses of AI technology, whatever. In the end, after we presented our point of views, towards the end in the writing, we're supposed to present a conclusion. Now, instead of saying it is important that the government takes measures, What if I say, il est important que le gouvernement prenne des mesures? So in your conclusion, where you're mentioning that it is essential, that it is important, that it is necessary, that use subjunctive there. Let's say that we're talking about environment in our TEF or TCF writing. Okay, and we want to conclude that it is important that the citizens react, okay, or take measures. So, il est temps que les citoyens prennent des mesures ou réagissent. Visually, to the examiner, it should look like you've used subjunctive. Understand, if I end up using something like il est important que on parle. Now, understand, il est important qu'on parle. Now, this could be present and subjunctive both, no? You're leaving an ambiguity there. So, our aim is to make sure strategically to use a subjunctive which looks like subjunctive. It's a massive difference so that as an examiner, I can't overlook it. So, instead of just saying, il est important qu'on fait, on fait des efforts, on fait des efforts. Why say fait? Say fast. Absolutely different. Hits on your face cannot be missed that it's subjunctive. So for your writing examination, whenever you want to use the term and give conclusions about it is important that, it is necessary that, or the citizens must do this, or il faut que, whenever you want to use these expressions, please put subjunctive over there. And subjunctive also of a sort which looks subjunctive. Okay, which is different. Let's say, let's take the same thing with respect to speaking. Okay, TEF examination, trying to convince my friend to do an activity, and I want to say, I say, he says that this is not going to be a nice thing, and I want to do something else, and I say, je ne pense pas que ce soit une bonne idée. Instead of saying je ne pense pas que c'est une bonne idée, I want to say ce soit instead. Or let's say, in while posing questions in TCF or TEF examination, when we ask the examiner questions, instead of saying what are the documents that I should bring, okay, or should I do the reservation in advance? So let's say, alors, est-il important que je fais la réservation en avance? Maybe you're asking, works both, TEF or TCF, both exams, you're asking, is it important to do the reservation in advance? What if you just replace this basic question with, faut-il que je fasse la réservation en avance? Make sense? Everybody, are we all together on this? I want to know from you guys on the chat. I think I have somebody who's put a question also. Okay, yeah, no, we're good, we're good. Are we all together on this? Let's take another example. Let's say, again, TCF and TEF has one common factor in them, which is question posing as a examination model, right? Now, let's say you want to ask, what are the documents that I should bring with me for a meeting, for an interview, for registration, for subscription? What are the documents that I should bring with me? Okay, or should I bring any? Should I bring my equipment with me? So instead of asking, quels sont les équipements que je dois apporter avec moi, the whole thing, present it, scrap that. Faut-il que je prenne mes équipements spécifiques? Faut-il que je prenne mes documents spécifiques? You automatically change the question only to subjunctive by adding faut-il que or il est important que, and you're done. One strike, that's important. Let's look at it from a speaking perspective also. I am, as a friend, trying to convince my other friend who's the examiner to do an activity which is a basic task in TEF, correct? Correct? And I'm telling my friend, il faut que tu participes à cette activité. So, il faut que tu participes. Like you're emphasizing using il faut que, you showcasing that you know subjunctives. Je suis heureuse que tu ailles changer ton avis. Instead of saying, I'm happy that you changed your mind, and using je suis heureuse que tu changes ton avis. Instead of that, how about I use subjunctive there? Make sense? So things like passe, prenne, soit, things like I, all of these subjunctives, which are very evident, should be the ones that you focus on using during the examinations, especially when you're speaking and writing. Il faut que tu viennes avec moi. Instead of saying il faut que tu viennes avec moi, you're saying il faut que tu viennes avec moi. Now, when you say tu viennes, it's clear that it's subjunctive. So we want to make sure that when we're using subjunctive, we use such that they sound different than present tense so that my examiner cannot miss out on it. Second, when we're writing also, we try to include it in our conclusions maybe so that we can use sentences like il est nécessaire que, il est important que, il est essentiel que, il faut que, and then use subjunctive after that, which looks subjunctive. Make sense? All right. I want to show you a couple of things. Let's see, we have something here. Let's try out a couple of things, questions together. The first one, je doute que tu dash demain. Anybody who wants to fill in that response in the chat, everybody. Je doute que tu dash demain. What will we put here? Que tu viennes with the, so viennes. Absolutely. Because my ending with Q is ES. So my ending E, ES, E, IONS, which by the way is the same as imparfait, IEZ and ENT. And venir, we know, is one of in the exception list that I have. Okay, so VN. Je pense que tu dash raison. Everybody on the chat, what do we put? I, very nice, guys. Good job. That was very quick, guys. Very good. So je pense que tu as raison. Instead of saying je pense que tu as raison, if I just replace it with tu as raison, it makes you make a subjunctive. Next, il faut que nous dash attention. On the chat, guys, come on. Il faut que nous fassions. Very nice, super. Fassions attention. Instead of saying il faut que nous faisons attention, the moment we say il faut que nous fassions attention, we have our subjunctive and it's perfect. Superb. Perfect. Very nice, guys. Fantastic responses. Great job. Next, je suis heureuse que tu dash là. Very nice. Excellent. Super. Je suis heureuse que tu sois là. I'm happy that you're there. You're going to be there. Very nice. Bien qu'il dash, nous sortirons. Pleuve. Very nice. Good job. Super. Excellent. Très bien. Très bien, très bien, très bien. Super. Il est dommage que vous dash venir. We have pouvoir, which is an exception. So we got to use ne followed by subjunctive followed by pas. What do I put here? What's the conjugation for pouvoir? Puissier. Very good. Excellent. Puissier pas. The radical that I use for pouvoir is puis followed by IEZ. So puissier. Super. Very nice. J'espère que tu dashes ton examen. On the chat, guys, same way. Réussir, my ill form is réu. Réu. And then you add réussir. All right, everybody. Do we have any confusions? Everybody put on the chat. Let's break this down, okay? Everybody put on the chat for me the conjugation for reusir. Everybody, come on. I wrote the spelling over there, so I just want to make sure that I write the correct one for you guys. Good job, everybody. Yeah, true. Very true. So it's réussi, sans réussi, c'est réussi. Now, what have I done? If I take the last results form and you remove the ENT in the end, what you're left with, that is your radical. Now to that you add E, ES, E, IONS, IEZ and ENT. Are we together in that? So how will it look like for me for my subjunctive form if I remove the ENT from there? Yes, guys, super fantastic. Réussis, tuition, ETA, like that. Do you see the difference? Very good. Thanks, guys. Finally, very good. Superb. Great job, guys. Perfect. This is exactly what your subjunctive is. We don't necessarily have to use it everywhere. It's not needed. But find spots with il est important que, il est nécessaire que, il est possible que, je suis heureuse que. Find spots with which you can easily just use it everywhere. And try to incorporate these into your writing and speaking with elements that you use. In question making, your basic questions such as faut-il que je prenne, faut-il que je fasse, things just sound like subjunctive. Just use them there with some. Are we all clear with that? We good? All right. Any questions that we have with respect to the topic today? Y a-t-il des questions? C'est clair, oui ou non? On the chat. Perfect. Thank you, Soumya. Thank you. Super. Everybody, let me know what your feedback is like, whether you've understood. I know we had a lot of A1s and A2s today. I'd love to see whether or not you also were able to follow through. Okay? Never worry about the fact that you have to use it everywhere. Oh, it's difficult if you don't use it. Nothing goes wrong if you don't use it. If you use it, it's just a cherry on the top. Just find 2-3 ways, something that's very easy for you, put it anywhere. Okay? Share this document as well. Again, Soumya, yes, we'll have this sent to you or on the portal. It will be uploaded. So you can access the whole document on the portal itself. The document it's not about using always. It can any expression that you saw today. Il est important que, necessaire que, you can just as easily put it with present tense. Also, the sentence grammatically correct. These expressions are such that if you put after que, if you subjunctive, it lifts your level up automatically, and that's what we want to do. We want to set you apart from an A1 or an A2 or a B1 scorer to a CLB sim, which is a B2 scorer. And this element can actually do that to you. So not that if you don't use it, it's wrong. But if you use it, it's great. It's super. All right. Perfect. Great, guys. Absolute great participation. Thank you, Samira. That's very few thanks, guys. Superb. As always, we took up this topic because it was a suggestion which was made by somebody, and I love taking up topics when it's come out as a suggestion. So once the video goes up on YouTube where it's live, in the comment section, feel free to put in any topic that you would want me to take up. I only end up meeting you guys in these Sunday sessions, so I also would want to make sure that I take something up which is a pressing point for you all, and I create content around it accordingly. So use that comment section where I can also see, and I can also see, we can see what is a pressing topic. We'll take that up in the following weeks for you guys. Okay. Perfect. Superb. Great work, guys, today. Great participation. And thank you for all the comments that are coming in. It's very sweet of you guys. It's very motivating. So, merci. I hope that next time everyone can turn on their cameras. I love everybody's faces. So thank you and great work today, guys. I hope this was helpful. And I hope that I'm going to see you next time with something more helpful that'll put you from apart from the classes. Okay, cool. Au revoir, à la prochaine, au revoir.